Hi, David Wallimann here, and today I want to talk to you about something a little different. I want to talk to you about audioblocks.com, which is a website, a membership website that offers a huge collection of royalty-free sounds, loops, instruments, jingles, and all that kind of stuff. And it's used a lot by video makers to have some background music or special effects and just anything that requires sound that you can use to video, and it's all royalty free. That's not what we're going to do today. I want to show you something that I kind of discovered, and hopefully it's going to be beneficial for some of you guys. We're going to use some of these sounds to create music together using Logic Pro 10. Logic Pro 10 comes with a sampler inside. Now you don't have to use Logic Pro 10. You can use any kind of sampler, and basically they kind of do the same thing. They allow you to take sounds and manipulate these sounds with your keyboard to basically have a huge array of different sounds that you can use. And one of the reasons we're going to use audioblocks.com is that all these sounds are royalty free, which means that you can legally use them on your music. So we're going to fish through their huge library. We're going to see what we want, and I'm actually looking for something very specific. I'm looking for a vocal type of sound, and I've got a lot of samples on my computer, but not quite the thing that I'm looking for. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at some of the samples that we have here and see if we can make an instrument out of it. Once we're logged in, I'm going to browse through all the different royalty-free loops and sounds that I can use. These sounds are organized into 3 different categories. You've got your music, your sound effects, and your loops. And I'm going to look for some vocal type of effects. So I'm going to search choir, maybe. I'm going to see what we have. And there's a big list here. I can select the duration of my sample, and really we'll see later that the actual duration doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to tweak that later on. But let's just listen to some of them. It's not bad. Now I know it's not really choir oriented, but I like that sound, so I'm going to download EMP3. I think there's some stuff that we can do out of that. We're just going to download a few. Yeah, let's get that too. We might get all of them. It's just... Well, that's cool, but it's more of a chord type of thing. I don't want that because I want to create my own chord, so I'm trying to find a monophonic sound. Just one note. That's cool, but it's kind of short. I don't really want that. That's cool. A lot of different choices, as you can see. So I'm going to download a few that I think might be suitable for us, and then I will meet you on the software side of things, and I will show you how to create your instrument with these sounds. I just opened Logic Pro 10. I'm going to create a new software instrument track. And it's on that track that we're going to have to add the sampler. And it's that sampler that we're going to use to create our new keyboard controlled instrument. So the sampler in Logic Pro 10 is the EXS24, and I'm going to add that to my track. And this is where everything happens. So we're going to create a new instrument from one of the sounds that we just downloaded. For that, I'm going to click on the edit button right here. Very simple. I'm just going to drag and drop the sound that I downloaded from Audioblocks. So I'm going to go into my library of sounds, and I created myself a folder here, and here are the different sounds that I thought would be good for an instrument. I'm going to audition them. I got a choir sound. That's pretty cool. Also have a female vocal, and she's actually singing a musical line, but we can create an instrument out of this. Here's that sound.
Strength indeed is small.
Okay, I've got this sound here, this pad. I've got multiple sounds that I think would be cool to create some instruments with. Let's try this horror sound that I got. I'm just going to drag and drop this sound into my sampler, and that's almost it. I'm just going to double click on that WAV file that is loaded. This is going to open up the waveform, and I can audition this sound, and it's looping because I've got this loop option enabled. And that's what you want to have. You want to have this loop enabled. That means that when you press a key of your keyboard, the sound is going to loop over and over, especially for that kind of sound. If I was playing with a tighter sound, a shorter sound, I would not need to loop that. I wouldn't want the sound to repeat over and over. Like if I was to sample a piano or a keyboard or a bell or that kind of thing. But for this, I want to kind of loop it. And I'm going to create my loop by selecting a zone. And we're just going to kind of randomly try that, and we'll see how that sounds. Now that I created my loop, I want to make sure that the note that I'm playing is looping over and over. And this can be done in the loop menu. So I'm going to go into the view and make sure that the zone loop is enabled. And this is going to show up right here. And this is going to control all the looping options. I want to make sure that my loop is on. If it's off, then it's just going to play the thing through one time and stop. So I'm going to select on. And now the sound is going to loop. So you hear the cut. The loop is not super properly done here. There's a lot of things we can do to improve that. And one of them is the crossfade. The reason we're hearing this kind of a pop type of sound when the loop repeats, right there, is because the loop end is not like ending at 0. In other words, the loop end and the loop start need to start at the same exact volume and frequency. So we can do that by adding a curve that's going to fade out and fade in. And to do that, this is controlled by the X fade right here. Right now it's at 0, and that's why you hear that cut. Now if I increase that number, you'll hear that it smoothens things out a lot. And without, so I want to make sure that I've got that X fade at a very high level. A lot smoother now. And if I want to make this sound even smoother so I don't hear that transition between the loop, you might want to add some reverb or delay or in your sequencer, and that's what I did here. It's a lot better, and now I can play my sound that I downloaded from Audio Blocks in a pretty natural way. I hope you found this video inspiring and interesting. I know that it's kind of different, but I just wanted to show you that you can make your own sound instruments. Audio Block is a great resource for that, but there's a lot of other ones. You can just walk around with a microphone and record whatever source you want, manipulate that sound, and make it your own instrument. If you want to explore what this website has to offer, there's a 7-day trial. You can check it out and download those sounds. You can download the sounds during your trial and keep them forever. They're yours to keep, so why not give it a try? Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching this. I'll see you very soon on this channel. I'm going to get back to writing music, and I'll see you next time. Until then, salut.